All right, good morning. Hope everybody's having a good day. It is Wednesday, April 30th, and I'm going to do some reading from 12 and a half. This is the chapter on curiosity, strong desire to know or learn something. I'm struggling to write this section right now because of how excited I'm feeling about NFTs. I can feel the chemicals in my body as I'm sitting in my chair. I genuinely believe that NFTs will create a revolution in human creativity, and I'm excited to learn more. After spending the later months of 2020 focused on VaynerMedia operations, I'm willing to lift my foot off the gas pedal a bit early 2021 to make some time for research. That might mean my business won't grow as fast, but I can't let this opportunity with NFTs pass. I'll have a far bigger regrets if I don't see this through. When people lack curiosity, they dismiss new opportunities instead of taking the time to explore them. A lot of people thought that playing video games wasn't a practical way to make money. Today, top earning gainers and esport content earners are making millions of dollars each year. In the early days of social media, many experts dismissed it as a fad. They said that the same thing about Web 2.0. When I started talking about the rise of sports cards as an interesting alternative to investment, people didn't believe it was practical. Now, in early 2021, we're at the dawn of an era when artists will be able to generate livable income through NFTs. Yet, many people believe being able to draw isn't a practical skill. There are many passionate, talented artists who are accepting jobs they'll eventually hate, not realizing that they could have made a living doing what they loved as a child. Instead, they'll be going through the motions, working as executives at a bank. The world curiosity is underrated in our society. It feels fluffy, academic, childish, but I believe it's one of the most important characteristics for success in business. In the wine world, my curiosity manifested in reading every post on Mark Squires' wine bulletin board in the mid to late 90s. Through empathy and curiosity, which I think are foundational ingredients in my intuition, I felt that Australian and Spanish wines could rise in popularity. Based on the info I'd gathered, and I was crazy, right? In a way, it's similar to me what an A&R rep from the music industry does. My curiosity led me to putting in the work to learn, and then I used empathy to pick what was going to be hot, betting on artists who go on to build big bands. That's essentially what I do for a living. Curiosity mixed with empathy can lead to intuition. Then, after experiencing or tasting that intuition, you can develop conviction. My curiosity ultimately led to believe that sports cards would explode in value in certain categories. Same with NFTs. I am an anthropologist by nature. I watch, I deeply observe human behavior, which leads to some to consider predictions about emerging technologies and industries. In reality, I'm not making predictions. I'm just paying closer attention to what the market is already doing and executing faster than most. When you have the curiosity, you need to protect it with humility at all cost. I don't put my success on a pedestal in my head because doing so would undermine my curiosity. It would trick me into thinking I don't have much left to accomplish. In my mind, I'm still young. I'm just getting started. I'm still in the dirt. If you have an inflated ego, curiosity gets suppressed. The two words that stand out for me are in the definition of curiosity and strong and learn. To maximize the value of curiosity, you need to have a strong work ethic. You need a strong desire to continue learning no matter what you've accomplished. If more athletes leaned into their curiosity, they will be excited when they retire, not sad. Instead of thinking my career is over, they would think, wow, I'm only 35. What else can I do for the next 50 or 60 years of my life? Athletes could leverage their talent, reputation, relationships, and knowledge to explore new areas of life. Whether building a brand, or just becoming a better parent. Players in the Hall of Fame are younger than I am, and I think I'm a baby. Imagine what I think about them. They're so early in their careers. If you're an ambitious person who retired at 65 before the era of social media, then curiosity can lead to a brand new career. If you want to get back on the field, 65 to 90 can be like playtime. What if you shared your knowledge from over 60 years of life? What if you could enhance your legacy by communicating to the world on social media, taking advantage of an opportunity you didn't have in the prime of your career? In addition to optimism, one of the driving forces behind my love for the journey is curiosity. I wonder how big business can I actually build? I wonder how many people can I have an impact on? I wonder how many people will show up to my funeral one day. I'm fascinated the, by how big all this can get. I want to see it through. The second crucial word of the definition above is learn. Those who follow my content on social media are often confused by my perspective on education. I believe education is the foundation of success, but I also think we should question the way it's sold in America today. If you live and breathe entrepreneurship and truly have potential to be a business person, and it's worth debating whether taking on college debt is worth it or not. More students, parents, and organizations need to reconsider the value of college for their specific ambitions. That said, the reason I'm on the board of Pencils of Promise is that they build schools in places like Ghana, Laos, Guatemala, and less developed countries. School can be the gateway to opportunity in the same way the internet and social media are in the United States. Learning can come in different forms. You can learn by DMing someone you admire and asking to work for them. You can learn by doing a class. You can learn by consuming content on Twitter and YouTube. And I'm doing to learn about NFTs. Curiosity is the inspiration for that work ethic. People who lack curiosity often trick themselves into thinking they're developing conviction. You might not want to learn about new technologies, platforms, or opportunities because you're sticking to one thing. I respect it if you don't like to juggle too many balls at once. A lot of people don't. But be careful not to put your past accomplishments on a pedestal or operate from ego and call that conviction. I don't want to rank the ingredients in this book against one another. But if I were forced to pick, I would put curiosity and humility over conviction and tenacity.